The year is 2022. I am a United States citizen and a Floridian. Now, in 2 years, just 2 years, the United States has gone downhill. Not only have we had COVID, which is one of the worst pandemics in the history of the world, we have seen the death of George Floyd, which was fabricated. George Floyd was not a hero or a saint. He was, in fact, a criminal, and most of the murder victims were criminals. However, people don't tell you about that. People like Derek Chaffin should be put in prison. Murder is not right. However, we should not victimize these criminals. But not only are we victimizing these criminals, we are now making up random names, like the term non-binary. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard this, and it irks me, guys. It irks me really bad, because growing up, you were either a man or a woman. You had strange people trying to dress up as a woman, or women dressing up as men, transvestites, but they were frowned upon. A lot of people, they were like, he has a problem, she has a problem, and they were frowned upon. So you were either a man or a woman. In 2 years, the phrase non-binary has been coming up. Whenever you go on Instagram, whenever you go on Facebook, you always see the term she, he, they, them, she, them, right by the name. It's basically their pronouns. And it irks me, ladies and gentlemen. It makes me so mad. Because these people are so uncomfortable with themselves and who they are that they are now making up random pronouns. Which, let me tell you guys, pronouns don't even exist. You were either born a man or you were either born a woman. So let me explain this, ladies and gentlemen, who you are as a person. And before I explain this, respect my opinion, because it is the United States of America. We are free. There should be a freedom of speech. So let's jump right into the video. Why is it not okay to be non-binary? Well, let's start from the beginning. In only 2 years, I've noticed this strange trend has taken shape. Kids do it, teenagers do it, adults do it, and it's very strange because you are going against who you were born as. You are going against the very person you were made to be. Now, being non-binary means that you select pronouns, they, them. It means that you are neither a man or a woman. You could identify as anything. You could self-identify as nothing. You're basically nothing. But then there's a whole loophole of problems. But you have the DNA of a woman, you have the DNA of a man, so why don't you identify as that person? You have chromosomes. You have a chromosome of a man or chromosomes of a woman, so why don't you identify? Well, then there could be a counterclaim. Well, I don't identify because I don't have ovaries. I was born without ovaries, so therefore I'm not a woman. Well, that's not true, ladies and gentlemen, because even though you're missing a body part, it doesn't mean you're not a man, or it doesn't mean you're not a woman. If I'm born without a testicle, I'm still a man. It's just a disability or a disfigurement. It doesn't mean, if I was born without testicles, it doesn't mean I'm any less than a man. I will still be a man. I was just born missing a body part. And that's how the world works, unfortunately. Children are born with disfigurements all the time. That's why we have Down syndrome and autism. It's sad but true, because the brain hasn't developed all the way. And that's why some kids are born with autism. That doesn't mean, just because they have a disfigurement, that doesn't mean they're different. They are still born a certain way. So that's what non-binaryism is. You basically choose who you are. And that's what a lot of people are doing right now. But unfortunately, it's a mental illness. I grew up with a lot of teenagers, a lot of people that I knew in high school. And now they're choosing non-binaryism as their way of pronouns. I'm not going to mention her last name, but her name is Piper. And she was a girl that I knew in high school. Today, her hair is short, and she identifies as she or they, which personally makes absolutely no sense. This person needs support. They need mental help. They need therapy. But unfortunately, the government and the United States of America, they support people like this. They see them as brave, stunning, and beautiful people, when in reality, these people mentally need help and they hate themselves deep down. I cannot identify as nothing. If I identified as nothing, I could be a rock, or I could be a tree. But that's not how science works. That's not how Mother Nature works. You're either born a man or a woman. I once heard a famous video, and the video says, if you are dug up in thousands of years, you will either be identified as a man or a woman. They don't care if you are non-binary. They don't care if you are a transgender. They don't care if you are gay. You will either be a man or a woman. And I just had to make this video because I am absolutely sick now of going on Instagram and having all of this non-binary woke crap shoved in my face, where they're torturing these kids that don't even know what they are yet. And they're brainwashing these kids, and I have to wake up every day and hear about all of this crap on the news and hear about how the world is going downhill. I miss growing up as a kid. I miss learning. I miss going on the playground. But now, that's not a part of kids' lives anymore. It's sad that these kids are being brainwashed and destroyed by the political culture that we live in. You guys have seen it in Disney. You guys have seen it everywhere. And I felt like, it was time that I had to make this video, because guys, it was getting bad. I'm uncomfortable in this country. I'm disturbed. It's scary. And we need to step up. Being non-binary, I hate to tell you, does not exist. You need help. You need therapy. You need a parent. So please step up, like this video. And don't report my video. Don't tell me I'm a villain or I'm a cruel person. This is my video. This is my channel. This is my freedom of speech. I love everybody, but people need help these days. I've lived 22 years. In my 22 years of living, I've never seen it this bad. I've never seen the country this bad. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I love you guys, and goodbye. Bye, everyone.